Maksym Bilousov, head of Ukraine's 60th Brigade's communications department, says that Russian offensive operations in the Lyman sector are very expensive. He shared the information on Espreso TV. As for Russian forces' plans in the Lyman direction, they want to regain control over Lyman, which they held at the beginning of the full-scale invasion but was later liberated by the Ukrainian Defense Forces. Now the enemy seeks to restore its dominance, but we are standing firm and repelling attacks. The situation is complicated by the constant increase in enemy forces. They do not spare their infantry. Their soldiers often advance without weapons, poorly dressed. The Russians do not evacuate their wounded, who are forced to drink water from puddles, said Bilousov. According to him, the situation has remained tense for about a month as the Russian army combines mechanized and infantry assaults. However, the invading forces are suffering significant losses. Russian infantry usually attacks in small groups of up to 10 people, and during mechanized assaults, more infantry is added, which is brought closer to our positions by APCs or IFVs for the attack. But we are not resting either. We are constantly working. Our infantry, FPV drones and heavy strike drones are working day and night to drive the enemy out of trenches and dugouts. For example, this month, our reconnaissance company destroyed almost 2 enemy companies, Bilousov reported. Russian forces are trying to cross the Zerebets River. There are so-called dams there, allowing movement on foot and with equipment, noted the head of the communications department of the 60th Separate Mechanized Brigade. Small groups can cross these dams, and sometimes the enemy succeeds. The situation is dynamic, but we are trying to localize them and prevent further advancement. There is a possibility of blowing up the dams to stop the enemy from using them, but the final decision rests with our higher command. For now, the dams remain intact, he added. The complete absence of replenishment on the Lyman front is a threat of defeat at a crucial moment, although another Russian offensive in the area has every possibility of being defeated again. The situation that requires immediate decisions by the HQ, Supreme Commander-in-Chief Volodymyr Zelenski, the Minister of Defense and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, is in the Lyman sector. The 2 Russian armies are making great efforts to break through the Lyman front, and the enemy has deployed large forces. The enemy has 2 breakthrough areas, both of which are crucial for the fate of the Lyman front. The first area is in the village of Pishchany in Kupiansk direction, where the enemy managed to break through to the Oskil River and cut our positions at the Oskil bridgehead. If the enemy fully captures the Oskil line, it will allow the enemy to bypass Kupiansk and advance to Izium. The second area is the village of Terny. The capture of Terny will allow the enemy to reach Torsk and close the main route of communication with our grouping in the Serebryansky forest. In fact, it will allow the enemy to get closer to Lyman and Yampil. This means that the enemy will gain a significant operational advance and, in the long run, will force our entire Lyman front to retreat.
Aerial footage showed helicopters battling the Palisades fire in California's Santa Monica Mountains into the night on Friday. Fire trucks were visible moving away from a helispot as tall flames neared. Fires raging in the Los Angeles area reduced some 10,000 structures to ash and rubble, killed at least 10, displaced thousands of others and spread over an area larger than the size of San Francisco. The blazes started Tuesday, powered by gusts from the Santa Ana winds, which slackened Thursday, though forecasters warn they could pick back up later this weekend. Los Angeles City and county officials said early Friday that the blazes ravaging the Palisades were 8% contained while the fire burning in Altadena was just 3% contained. The death toll still isn't entirely clear, but officials have said at least 10 have died, including 2 in the Palisades fire along the coast and 5 in the Eaton fire more inland.
It didn't smell good, so... Yeah.
I wonder if it was supposed to come here or they rerouted.